don't look like me, don't act like me, don't even think a thought like me. But you matter to me, definitely. It don't matter, cause you matter. Kindness fits everybody. Everybody wants kindness. Kindness serves everybody. Everybody needs kindness. Kindness fits everybody. Everybody wants kindness. Kindness serves everybody. Everybody needs kindness. Why do we always run and hide? Pick our sides. Say we tried. Irrationally, we scream and shout. Get it out. We keep our doubts indefinitely. But now I think it's time we walk across these lines. You don't look like me, don't act like me, don't even think a thought like me. But you matter to me, definitely. It don't matter, cause you matter. Kindness fits everybody. Everybody wants kindness. Kindness serves everybody. Everybody needs kindness. Kindness fits everybody. Everybody wants kindness. Kindness serves everybody. Everybody needs kindness. The world we want won't happen in our blindness. No, I'll do my part and meet you here with kindness.
2, 3, 4.
You don't look like me, don't act like me, don't even think a thought like me. But you matter to me, definitely. It don't matter, cause you matter. Kindness fits everybody. Everybody wants kindness. Kindness serves everybody. Everybody needs kindness. Kindness fits everybody. Everybody wants kindness. Kindness serves everybody. Everybody needs kindness. Boom, 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 boom.
Hello, my friends. I'm so glad that we can spend some time together this week. February is off to a great start learning more about God's idea of kindness. So now I'm pretty sure we all know how important it is to be kind, but we don't always choose to show kindness. It sounds like an obvious thing, but there are tons of reasons why it's difficult to show kindness. I know for me, it can be difficult when I'm tired, I'm not feeling well, or hungry. I get hungry, angry. I get hangry. Many times it comes down to how much showing kindness might cost us. I'm not just talking about how much money you'd spend to be kind. Being kind could cost us our time or our energy. It could cost us our reputations. It might even cost us a few friendships. Choosing kindness isn't always easy. Before we get started with the story, let's go over to our memory verse for the month. Take it away, Isaiah.
You are God's chosen people. You are holy and dearly loved. So put on tender mercy and kindness as if they were your clothes. Don't be proud. Be gentle and patient. Colossians 3, verse 12.
Thank you, Isaiah. So how can we choose to show kindness even when it might cost us something? This is a serious question, one that the writers of the Bible talk about throughout many of the books. Today, though, let's head to a book found early in our Old Testament, Ruth. It's a small book. You might have even flipped past it many times before. Let's catch up on Ruth's story together. First, there was a woman named Naomi. You may have expected me to say Ruth. She'll come along soon. Naomi had a husband and 2 sons. Second, due to famine or lack of food in their hometown of Bethlehem, Naomi and her family left Bethlehem and moved to another land, a place called Moab. And third, while they were there, her sons married women from Moab. Then Naomi's husband and 2 sons all died. Ridiculously sad and tragic. So as the story starts, Naomi was alone, except for her 2 daughters-in-law, and she thought knew she probably would have to say goodbye to them too. I mean, why would they stick around if they didn't have any husbands and children to stay for? I'm guessing you know at least one of her daughters-in-law. That's right, Ruth. And the other was Orpah. But in the midst of all this tragedy, finally, Naomi got a glimmer of good news. The famine in her homeland was over, and so she decided to head back to Bethlehem. And the time came to part ways with the only remaining family she had in Moab. Let's read Ruth 1, verse 8. Naomi said to her 2 daughters-in-law, "Both of you go back. Each of you go to your own mother's home. You were kind to your husbands, who have now died. You have also been kind to me, so may the Lord be just as kind to you." Naomi knew they still had a chance at a good life, a fresh start, if they just started over in Moab. Orpah agreed with Naomi and went back home. But listen to what Ruth said. Let's read Ruth 1, verse 16. But Ruth replied, "Don't try and make me leave you and go back. Where you go, I'll go. Where you stay, I'll stay. Your people will be my people. Your God will be my God." Ruth refused to return home and instead pledged to stay with her grieving mother-in-law. Ruth showed incredible kindness to Naomi, even though it would cost her comfort, security, and safety. For the next part of the story, I have something to show you. Now, I grew up in a pretty rural country area in Michigan, lots of farms and fields, and one of the things that I would see in those fields is this. This is a stalk of barley, or a field of barley. Now, way back when, I never really knew if I was seeing barley, because if you're looking out the window of a car bored to death and see fields of stalks, you honestly don't care what it is. I could have been looking at wheat, oats, or rye too. And if you're interested in how they're different, I encourage you to do a little searching online for pictures. What's that? You're not interested? That's okay too. Let's get on with our story. So Ruth stuck with Naomi. They traveled all the way back to Bethlehem. Anyone who ever moved house in any capacity knows how hard that probably was. When they arrived there, they saw that the fields were full of barley, and it was time for the barley harvest. But they also faced some bad news. Naomi and Ruth had no money, and therefore, no food. They had nothing. Naomi's outlook on life was so low that she wanted people to call her Mara, which means bitter. And really, who could blame her? Well, Ruth knew that God had made a way for his people to care for those who were going through a hard time and didn't have money to get food. In those days, you had to harvest the fields for grain. Although I suppose that information doesn't seem very helpful because they didn't have a field. This is where God's plan comes into play. God had told the people that when they harvest, they should leave whatever extra they dropped or missed for the poor in their community. Then the poor would come behind the harvesters and pick up what was left. This was called gleaning. Let's check out what Ruth says to Naomi. In Ruth 2, verse 2. Ruth said, "Let me go out to the fields. I'll pick up the grain that has been left. I'll do it behind anyone who is pleased with me." Naomi agreed with this, and so Ruth headed down to the fields to pick up the scraps. Now, she just didn't end up in any random field. The field happened to belong to a man named Boaz, who was a relative of Naomi's deceased husband. Boaz was a faithful follower of God. Check this out. Ruth 2, verse 8 and 9. So Boaz said to Ruth, "Dear woman, listen to me. Don't pick up grain in any other field. Don't go anywhere else. Stay here with the women who work with me. Keep your eye on the field when the men are cutting grain. Walk behind the women who are gathering it. Pick up the grain that is left. I've told the men not to bother you. When you are thirsty, go and get a drink. Take water from the jars the men have filled." Boaz went out of his way to be kind to Ruth. Not only had Boaz heard her story and knew what she had been through, but he had also heard about the kindness she showed to her mother-in-law by staying with her in her time of need. And check out Ruth's reaction in Ruth 2, verse 10. When Ruth heard that, she bowed down with her face to the ground. She asked him, "Why are you being so kind to me?" Boaz replied, "I've been told all about what you have done for your mother-in-law since the death of your husband, how you left your father and mother and your homeland and came to live with a people you did not know before. May the Lord repay you for what you have done. May you be richly rewarded by the Lord, the God of Israel, under whose wings you have come to take refuge." When Ruth told Naomi all that had happened, Naomi was overjoyed. She exclaimed how Boaz was their family protector, that he could help them in their difficult situation. So Naomi made a plan. After harvesting all of the fields, the workers would gather at what is called the threshing floor. When they would do the work of separating the grain from the stalks, they would often sleep there to make sure nobody messed with their harvest. Well, one night when Boaz was sleeping, who should show up but Ruth? Boaz woke up to find Ruth, who told Boaz that he was the family protector. She asked him to take her under his wing and protect her. Does that sound familiar? He had told her, "May God take you under his wing," and now Ruth was saying, "You are the way that God is going to do that." Let's look at how Boaz responded. Ruth 3, verse 11. "Dear woman, do not be afraid. I'll do for you everything you ask. All the people of my town know that you are an excellent woman." Boaz again responded in kindness to Ruth. But here's where things get a little bit complicated. See, in their culture, it was the obligation of the nearest family, relative, a closer family protector, to help out desperate family members first. And Boaz was not the closest family member. There was someone who was even closer, someone who had the responsibility and had claim to any land that Ruth and Naomi had. So Boaz pledged to go and talk to this family member and see if they would step up and fulfill their role. The next day, Boaz headed to the city gates and found the family member who was the closer protector. Boaz told him all about Naomi and her sad story, and he told him about Ruth and talked to him about marrying her. Now, this family protector considered the land, but he would not consider marrying Ruth. So he denied the obligation, meaning that Boaz was now the closest relative. And that's where this comes in. Can you guess how? Well, in that time, there was a custom when land was traded that one person would take off their sandal and give it to the other. This was a sign that business had taken place. So Boaz bought back the land that they were going to lose and married Ruth, preserving the family line that seemed like it was going to be lost forever. Side note, want to know something cool? Boaz and Ruth had a son named Obed, who had a son named Jesse. You know what Jesse named his youngest son? David. Boaz and Ruth are King David's great-grandparents. And eventually, Jesus would also come through this family line. So, in this story, you can see the impact of that kindness, true kindness, can make. But it's also important to see that true kindness might also cost us something. Think about it. The easy choice for Ruth would have been to go back to Moab and start all over again. But instead, she stuck with Naomi and went with her instead. Boaz could have only cared about the dollar bills he would lose by letting the poor have the loose grain that fell on the ground. But he even went above and beyond, allowing Ruth to pick grain from the field, giving her more than she asked for, and protecting her while she provided for Naomi. And then he eventually bought back the family land and married Ruth. And let's not forget God's role in all of this. God cared for the poor among his people through the gleaning of the fields. In his kindness, God brought all these people and events together in order to care for Naomi and Ruth in their brokenness and to help continue their story. God truly was the one who protected Naomi and Ruth under his wings. But what about us? What can we learn from this? Well, maybe you've considered showing kindness, but the cost made you second guess it. Maybe you knew it would take more time than you were willing to give, or maybe it would involve giving up something. Maybe it would cost you some of your reputation or how you look to a certain group of people. In Ruth's story, kindness was shown between family members or relatives, mothers-in-law and family protectors. Why is it so hard to be kind to the people closest to us? Sure, your siblings might get on your nerves and once in a while, and you don't feel like doing what your mom asked. But even those closest to us, our friends and family, deserve kindness. Kindness matters and can make a huge difference. When is it hard to be kind? Consider the ways that you often pause or struggle to show kindness. Talk it out with someone close to you and figure out why together. If you're not sure where to start, don't worry. Take your time. Let's pray and thank God for his kindness to us. Let's ask his help to be kind, even when it's difficult. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you so much for all the blessings that you've given us. Please, Lord, help us to be kind. Let us have your love in our hearts and show that to others through our words and our actions. We love you. Amen. Have a great week, friends. See you later.
Let's see here. Ooh, cool cat. This one's for you, Cookie. There we go. You can get that later. All right, let's see here. Team Awesome. Steve, the cameraman. Here we go. Nice.
Did you get Valentine's for the crew?
Yeah, I did. Let's see, you rock. Oh, I know who that is. That's Michelle. Michelle, you rock. Ready? All right. Let's see here.
Do you have one for everybody in the?
Oh, yeah, I sure do.
All right.
Oh, best hair.
Oh.
Yeah, I know who that is. Definitely Kellen. Here you go, Kellen. Yeah. Oh, you might like this one, Brandon.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. Good friend.
Aw, that's so.
You are an amazing co-host.
Oh.
Hilarious and intelligent, always eager to learn and to support me in my career and creative endeavors.
Thank you. That is very nice of you.
And
Okay.
you are very, 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 very,
I'll just get this one.
very, very.
Hey, everybody, I'm Brandon.
And I'm John, and welcome to the So and So Show.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Woo! Yeah, go love.
What are you doing?
Oh, I'm celebrating Valentine's Day. I'm a big fan. Woo!
Okay, well, if you are a big fan, then you should know that that is not the proper way to celebrate Valentine's Day.
Sure it is. I've got pom-poms and everything else. I know how to be a fan. It's all about love and kindness and woo!
Okay, could you stop that? No, my friend. Valentine's Day is more introspective, more thoughtful. Like this. Roses are red, violets are violet. This day makes me sore, and so does a pilot.
That's terrible.
I'm a true fan.
Oh, whatevs. I'm way more of a fan than you'll ever be.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Got a game to prove it?
Of course I do. It's time for Fantastic Fan Tactics.
All right, here's how we play Fantastic Fan Tactics. John and I will demonstrate how to be the best fan for a bunch of different sports and events. It's up to you to decide which one of us has the most fantastic fan tactics. You up to the challenge, John?
Oh, I sure am. Let the games begin.
Tennis.
Are you kidding me? That was out! Ref, you need glasses!
Soccer.
Oh! Ole, 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 ole. Ole, ole. Ole, 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 ole. Hey! Ole, ole.
Is it over?
Bowling.
Woo!
Oh, yeah! You got 3 strikes in a row.
You're out of there!
No.
Chess. Spelling bee.
C-T-I-V. Introspective.
You forgot the E. You know better, Devin. You know better. Come on.
Could Good effort, Devin.
Bible story time with Kellen.
All right, my favorite part of the show.
Yeah, go Kellen!
It's Bible story time with Kellen.
Hey guys!
Hey.
Hey, Kellen! We're huge fans.
Yeah.
Oh, well, thank you. I'm a huge fan of you too.
What's the story today, Kellen?
Well, today we're telling the story of Ruth, a beautiful picture of kindness. And to help me tell it, here's the So and So Show players. Ruth lived in a country called Moab. She got married to a man from Judah, but sadly he died, and so did his brother and his father. So Ruth was left all alone with her husband's mother, Naomi.
Oh, Ruth, what am I to do? My husband and both my sons have died. I must return home to my own land of Judah.
Oh, Naomi, I will go with you.
Oh, no, dear, you are not from Judah. I can't do anything for you there. No husband, no home, no money.
I will not leave you. Where you go, I will go. Your people will be my people. Your God will be my God. I will die by your side.
Well, I see you will not be convinced. So, okay, you can come with me.
What are you waiting for?
No.
Oops.
So Ruth returned to Naomi's homeland in Judah, to the city of Bethlehem. They didn't have much, so they needed to find food and a way to make a living. So Ruth went to a field of one of Naomi's relatives to collect grain left behind by the harvesters.
So glad there's barley for me and Naomi to eat.
She worked hard all day, and the owner of the land took notice. His name was Boaz.
You're the woman that came with Naomi, aren't you?
Yes, I'm Ruth.
Well, Ruth. Feel free to come and pick barley in my fields every day.
Oh.
I will make sure that you're safe and that you always have water to drink when you're thirsty.
Oh, why are you being so nice to me? You don't even know me.
I have heard how kind you have been to Naomi. May God bless you and protect you. Come, eat with me and my workers.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
You coming?
Yes.
Ruth and Boaz grew very fond of one another, and soon the two of them were married.
I promise to love you, Ruth.
And I promise to love you, Boaz.
And I promise to take care of you and Naomi.
Oh, God has been good to me. I thought my life was over, but now my life is good again.
Let's dance. Oh, that's cool.
And not long after that, Ruth gave birth to a baby boy named Obed, who would one day be the grandfather to a shepherd boy and king named David. The end. There is a lot of kindness in that story. God was kind to Ruth and Naomi, even when things looked like they were hopeless. Ruth was kind to Naomi. Boaz was kind to Ruth. Doesn't it make you want to go out there and be kind to someone right now?
It sure does.
Yeah, but it must have been hard for Ruth to be kind when things were so rough for her. It's hard for me, even if I don't get sleep or have heartburn or something.
I know. And for some reason, it's even harder to remember to be kind to your friends and family.
Yeah, why is that?
You know, I don't know. Maybe it's because you're around your friends and family the most, so you start to take them for granted.
Plus, they get on your nerves more.
Why did you just look at me just now?
No reason. Hey, thanks for the story, Kellen.
Con mucho gusto. Be kind to each other, fellas.
Bye, Kellen.
See ya. Do I get on your nerves?
I mean,
Am I getting on your nerves now? Well, how about now? How about now? How about now? How about now?
reveal the question.
Oh, when is it hard to be kind? How about now?
Someone gets on your
How about now?
nerves.
How about now?
Yes.
Or when you're having a bad day.
Or sometimes it's hard to be kind to the people you're closest to, your friends and your family.
But it's always possible and always worth it.
So true.
Yeah.
Talk about it together, and we will see you next week on the So and So Show.
Yeah, hooray for next week! Ole, 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 ole. Bees elbows.
Oh, like the bee's knees?
Yeah, but not as good. I don't know how to text, so I'm writing my feelings on a heart. That's not accurate because if you didn't know how to text, you couldn't write on a heart. Wasn't Valentine's Day yesterday? Oh, this heart's broken.
Oh,
It's a broken heart. And it says totes because part of the word's missing. Rockstar! That's real. Love you spelled with a U.
Oh, not with an L?
Yeah, Y-O-U. That's ridiculous.
Oh.